With Clark, what does his progression in the last year mean to the team?
Well, it means he's an athletic guy that's a big body that can run it up in there. You guys have all watched practice, and with the ball in his hands, he's pretty good. He's a lot better shape now than he was when he came in here a year ago. Mentally he's a lot stronger, and he's getting to the point now we can trust him.
Yeah, you talked about losing weight and the mental things. Did you think that more of what he had to fix was on the field or off the field?
No, Clark's a great kid. I mean, he's never been an issue. He's just, a lot of kids when they come in as freshmen, a lot of them are a lot more mature and mentally ready than mentally tougher than what other kids are. And a lot of kids, they need it. Really, all of them do. I mean, you like to get to the point in your program where every freshman that comes in, you can redshirt and you can put them through the winter program and the winter weights and all that, so they're a lot further ahead. But unfortunately, we don't have that luxury at this point. But Tyler Urban came in. He was he was a great kid. That was a tough kid that was ready to go. Clark wasn't. But now with the winter and the off season, the summer, Clark's a lot further ahead than what he was.
Did you see last year that kind of potential in him to be the player that he is now?
No question. I mean, we saw it on tape when we recruited him, and we saw he had some ability. He just wasn't, he wasn't ready to play. And that's not a knock on him. I mean, there's not very many freshmen at this point. If you got to count on true freshmen coming in and playing for you, chances are you're going to lose some games. And he wasn't ready, and this year I think he's ready. We'll see. He's still got a long way to go, but he's getting closer.
How much does his versatility to play both fullback and running back help him out?
Well, a year ago we were handing the ball off in short yardage situations to a 170-pound guy. When you turn around and give it to a 235 or 240-pound man, it makes a big difference. So that's going to help us in that situation. And he's also he's good up front along with Ricky Kovac and Will. And Will now was 218 a year ago. He's 245 now. So he's gotten bigger, and I haven't worked him a whole lot at fullback at this point because I wanted to get Clark and Ricky some work. He's been an on-the-line guy, but he'll be down the road here a little bit. We'll get him in there to fullback mix too. But he's done a nice job.
You have all four of them coming into the Bubba package. I mean, that's something that a couple of years ago you never would have seen those big bodies all in the backfield and lined up in slot. What's the mentality there?
Well, I mean, they're all big bodies that that can do different things for us. Tyler this time a year ago couldn't block an edge rusher, couldn't run. He couldn't block a 5 technique where we run power football, that type of thing. He's matured now where he can do that. And I think as a coaching staff a year ago too, we didn't know these guys very well, and now we're at the point now where we can take advantage of the strengths of the kids, and we get in certain situations we can get the right guys on the field.
How far has Tyler progressed this offseason? I mean, sometimes he look like he's an offensive tackle. That's how big and strong he looks at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Tyler got set back a little bit this summer with he had his tonsils taken out, and he had strep throat there for about 3 or 4 weeks. But Tyler is just a great kid that loves the game, and he's going to give you everything he has every snap. And he's there? He's still a young guy. I mean, he's just a true sophomore. It's just lining up and playing his second year, but he's a lot further ahead this year as far as on the line blocking is concerned, and what he's doing with route running, that type of thing. But they're all still young guys that have a lot to learn.
Having all these guys, how does that kind of affect you guys schematically in terms of what you were able to do this year that you couldn't do last year? Well,
I mean, we can, I mentioned earlier, we can take advantage of certain situations and get our players that have certain strengths on the field in those situations. In short yard, you had mentioned a little bit of a bigger package with some bigger people in the game. Now we've got a few guys that we can get in there and do that. And we also have the ability to, with even not just my position, but the wide receiver position, we got more than two guys that can play. So at times we can line 4 guys out there. Some of them are young, don't know which way they're going yet, but they're very talented.
You talk about your expectations for Tyler Urban this year, because last year you eased him into that tight end position. Now he's going to come in as the starter and playing every game.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think you all you saw the progress he made throughout the year a year ago. I mean, by the bowl game, he had a couple of key catches in that bowl game, and he had become a pretty good player at that point. He wasn't really physically strong enough, but he was in there because we didn't have anybody else. But he's a lot stronger at this point, and we expect a lot of great leadership out of him, and along with having to make a play when we ask him to do that. So we'll bounce him. He'll be on the line. He'll be flex some, but he's going to play a big role in our offense.
And Ryan Clark, you were saying a while back that you can trust him now with the ball. Like, what's the difference between this year and last year in terms of what you can trust him to do?
He's grown up. I mean, the thing as a coach, I'm never going to put a guy on the field in a critical situation that I don't trust. And it's not that I don't. I mean, I take that in different. He's grown up, and he's proven. To me as a coach that if I put him in there in a critical situation, he'll get it done. until he proved it on the practice field. I know in the spring we ran power, I think 250 times, and so he lined up and did that a bunch. And he told so. I just think he's just matured mentally. He's a lot, physically he's in better shape. He understands what we're trying to do, and he's done a good job with ball security. So he's getting to the point now where we trust him and we'll put him into critical situations. Ricky's like Tyler. I mean, he came in, he was a very mature young guy. Ricky, like Tyler, will give you everything he's got, and he's going to find a way to get it done. Ricky may not be the most talented guy in the world, but I guarantee when you line up Ricky, he's going to find a way to win for you, and he's going to play a big role for us this year.
Is he still a walk-on this year?
At this point, yes.
Okay.
It's a good number for you tight ends and fullbacks to have ready to go.
Well, I'd like to have, of course, like to be too deep at every each position. I think the thing we're trying to do right now, I think at the fullback position we're fine. I think what we got to do is, the first 5 days of practice, I've let Will strictly be an on-the-line guy. He's went from 218 to 245, so he's a lot stronger there, and he's done some good things there. But I like to have three. Selfishly, I like to have 3 or 4 each position, but you got to recruit other guys at other positions. But if I've got 4 guys we can win with, that's enough to get it done.